Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Content Consuming with me, your host, Tristan Skipworth. Today, as you can see, keyword, we have a video. I have been wanting to try video podcasts for some time, because not only, obviously, can you upload them to like Spotify and Apple Podcasts now, but as I guess a renaissance of my YouTube channel, I really want to start uploading more on there, especially because as we'll get into, I've had a very busy time and like no time for YouTube. I want to get back into it. So, welcome back, guys. It's good to be back. It's really good to be back. I'm just gonna talk about myself for a little bit because it has been a while since my last episode. I have been rather busy. Oh, as you can see, lovely background. We've got my Billie Eilish poster. Got this from a record store in New Plymouth, like 5 years ago, and then recently just got this one from Real Groovy in the city, Noah Khan's 6th season, and then I got gifted this one as a birthday gift quite a while ago, and yeah, so hope you like the background, and we got my little big stuffed monkey in the corner here. His name is Chip. Say hi to him. And I don't know where he is, but there he is. I'm looking for Mr. Dunglescork, my IKEA bear. Isn't he beautiful? Okay. Anyways, so yeah, it's been a while. I have right now. It is about to be the last weekend of my semester break before we go back into term 3, or like starting semester 2 of the year. I have had a crazy busy term. This last term, we basically put together an entire dance show, like a 50-minute dance show, our class, in 8 weeks? I think 9 weeks, which was so fucking hectic, and was very, I'll be honest, it was really, really hard. I honestly had to take a couple of like sick days that basically were mental health days for me, because there was a period of time during that term where I literally didn't have a month like with no busy days. No, what am I trying to say? I didn't have a month. I had a month of no break, basically. Every day I was doing something, because I would have uni Monday to Friday, and then I would have work on Saturday, and then like Sunday rehearsals for the show, like in the studios all Sunday. So I like did not have any time to myself. Oh, and we would have after school rehearsals for like Monday to Friday. Not every day, but like probably 2 or 3 of those days were after school rehearsals. So it was a lot, which is why I took I think I took 2 days off during the term that were just like, okay, I'm gonna lie in bed all day. I'm gonna do nothing because I need it. I mean, I am very glad that this term is over and we created like an awesome show, and I'm really, really proud of my friends and classmates. But yeah, we kind of did it. We got through the term. It was so busy. Oh, and we had like other assessments on top of all of the dance show stuff. So yeah, but it's over. And this term will be a lot more like chill. It will still be like really fun, and I'm really excited to get back to it on Monday, but it definitely will be more chill than the last term. That term is like the hardest and like busiest term in this degree. So like to get that over and done with and still have a lot of fun, I'm very glad about. Yeah. What else is going on in my life? I was on holiday, so I haven't been to the gym. Like, before this week, I hadn't been to the gym in like 2-3 weeks, and then because of how busy I've been over this term, I've really, really struggled with finding time to go to the gym, to be honest. Over the 10-week term, I probably went to the gym 4 times, maybe 5 times at the max. But yeah, so I'm really trying to get back into that this week. I literally just went today. I went yesterday as well, and then I also went on Tuesday. So now I've been 3 times a week, which is what I'm going to try and do. Because, like, I'll hit chest and try one day, legs one day, back and biceps the other day. So we're getting back into that. And saying that, I also just bought some more creatine and protein powder. I unfortunately have been working through my NZ Muscle stuff. This was before they got exposed for being expired products and, like, packaged in not very hygienic conditions. This was like I bought my stuff like a month before all of this happened, but I am unfortunately still working through some of it. I finished the protein powder that I was using and the creatine. I've just got electrolytes left from them, but I don't actually use electrolytes very often anymore, so I might have those for a while. But we will try and get through them. We'll try and get through them. I promise. Yeah, and you know, because we go back next week, I really be trying to sleep a lot. Yeah, been just in like asleep till like probably midday the last couple days when I haven't had work or like something else on. So, oh my god, and yeah, I may or may not be in a relationship now. What? 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 Yes. Yes. I will not elaborate any further, but I'm very happy that I am at the moment. I have a boyfriend. What the hell? What the hell? Anyways, shall we get into today's topics and stuff? I'm very excited. I've actually got quite a bit to talk about. First of all, firstly, we're going to talk about the horror movies that have come out over the last couple months that I have been watching, and there's a couple in particular that have really like just blown up and become such crazy box office hits. And you will know I'm talking about Obsession, and I'm talking about The Backrooms. Sorry. It doesn't have the R in it. I keep accidentally calling it The Backrooms, and it's literally just called Backrooms. Anyways, those two movies, I am so happy that they are doing so well as they have been at the box office. Obsession is now, like, a fact that I memorized from seeing it, plus all over news websites, is that it's the most profitable film in history for, like, a movie to be made under $1 million. Because it has made, I think, over $400 million on a $750,000 budget, which is just batshit crazy. And I'm so glad that indie horror is getting, like, its moment, and also for the fact being that all of the names in that movie are quite underground actors, and it is giving fresh faces a chance to shine. And considering how well this movie does, I think everyone in this movie is going to have, like, people hitting them up, asking them to be in other movies, and that is very awesome. And that's very good to see, because I love the horror industry, but sometimes it does feel like the same, like, 10 people that are in every single movie, and it is really nice to see some unknown actors absolutely kill it in a movie. And as well, Kari Baker, the director, is a YouTuber, and so is the Backrooms director, Kane Parsons. They are both come from a YouTube background. It's quite crazy to see, like, both of these movies come out at around the same time, kind of dominate the box office at the same time, and have, like, the same origins of both being pretty indie movies. I mean, Backrooms had the name of A24 with it, but still, like, indie movies with, like, YouTubers directing them, making horror movies. Like, I feel like it's a very funny niche thing for it to, like, these two movies to both be out, like, at the same time. Obviously, I saw both of them. I saw The Backrooms the day after it came out, and that movie was awesome. It was so packed in the cinema that I went to. I went and saw it at Reading Cinemas, which is my local one, and, like, literally the cinema was so packed, but of, like, teenagers, because this movie is I think, mind you, and like, I've never been to a movie where, like, the primary audience was so many people around my age. Usually, I go to a lot of movies at nighttime on like a random weekday because I get cheap tickets. I'm subscribed to the Reading Cinemas membership program. Um, and usually I go to like 6:30 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. showings of like movies, and it's a weeknight. There's usually not many people in the cinema. This was a Friday night at I think 8:45. It was literally full. Like the cinema was full, and there was so many kids, like aged like 13 to 18. And I would say like people aged 13 to 25 was the majority of the audience. And I don't remember the last time I saw like a horror movie, especially that had that audience. I would even say Obsession as well. I went and saw Obsession a couple weeks after it came out, just truly because of the word of mouth that I had been given from the internet that was telling me that I needed to watch this movie. And I went and saw it at Event Cinemas in town. And it was I think it was a 7 p.m. showing, 8 p.m. showing. Again, full cinema. I'm not used to this. It was so shocking. And mind you, couples. It was so full of couples, which is very interesting. I have seen a lot of like couples go and see this movie, but it's not a rom-com. It's a very fucked up psychological thriller. Like, is a horror movie, but I feel like it is more kind of psychological in a way. But I feel like people are mistaking it for a romance movie. Because, I mean, the basis is, yeah, like this guy is trying to get this girl. So sure. But it's definitely not. It's definitely not. But I'll back off because, again, I'm really happy that these movies are doing so good. And, yeah, I'm just really happy they've been taking over. They have been making more money. I think there was a figure that said that it made more money, that Backrooms made more money than Mandalorian and Grogu. Obviously, Star Wars, Disney, all of that, like big conglomerate. That Backrooms made more on its opening weekend than The Mandalorian and Grogu did, and that is such a big deal, considering that this is like a debut film from a YouTube director who just like signed a multi-million-dollar deal with A24 like to make this movie. Like, this was made for a budget of $10 million, which is obviously considerably more than Obsession, but this is definitely still a low to mid-budget movie. And I think it made $128 million its first weekend, and I'm not sure if that fact was domestically or internationally. I think it was international. I'm not actually sure what it's sitting on now. I actually can't be bothered to look, but I know that it's like a lot. And yeah, sorry, I'll stop going on about these movies. I'm just really TLDR. I'm just really happy that these movies are doing so well. It feels very satisfying to sit here as a horror fan and see these big horror movies take off. I mean, moving on from that, there is so many cool movies coming out in the next couple months. What am I trying to say? Anyway, the New Zealand International Film Festival is happening in Auckland in a couple weeks, and I am so excited. For the first time, like, in my life, I'm actually going to some of these movies. I was possibly going to go last year, but I just didn't end up, like, wanting the money to go and see. Because it is, $20 a ticket, even more. But I ended up splurging, and I got a 10 pass. So I'm seeing 10 movies at this festival in the space of a week and a half. And yes, that did set me back $200, I will say. It was kind of pricey, but I'm very, very excited. I would say, I think 4 or 5 of the movies that I'm seeing out of the 10 are queer movies. No, I think half or over are queer movies that I'm seeing out of the 10. Like, I'm seeing Big Girls Don't Cry, like Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Mysima, the new Jane Schroburn film. I'm seeing a bunch of the Cannes Film Festival winners, the winner of the Queer Pandor, which is Teenage Sex and Death, Greg Araki's new movie, I Want Your Sex, with Olivia Wilde and Charlie XCX and, like, Chase Suey Wonders and Mason Gooding. I've heard about this movie for so long, and I'm so excited that we get it this year in the festival. Yeah, I'm really excited. Most of the movies that I'm seeing at the Civic in town, and I've never been to the Civic before. I went there one time for like a cabaret show last year, and but that show took place in one of the bars in the Civic, so it technically like wasn't even actually there. And I've also been down to the basement of the Civic, the Winter Garden, for like a voguing ball. But I haven't actually been into the Civic, like the actual theatre before, so I'm really excited to get to spend a lot of time there in the span of like 10 days. And also to see a movie there and see a bunch of movies there. And so many of my showings are like pretty sold out that it's gonna be so crazy to see these movies. Like, most of them are their New Zealand premieres because the Auckland Film Festival is like the first one before it goes like to the rest of the cities in the country. So a lot of these movies are, this is like the first time it's ever been shown in New Zealand, and I feel very grateful to get to go to these viewings. And I'm gonna be so annoying about it. Like, if you follow me on Instagram, it's gonna be very annoying, I have to say, to deal with me when these are going on. Because I'm gonna be posting about every single one of them, and there is 10 of them. Yeah. anyways, so yay to movies. Yay to movies coming out in the next couple months, and yay to the film festival. 2026 is actually crazy year for cinema this year. Like, I'm gonna go see Christopher Nolan's Odyssey next week, and I'm really excited for that, guys. I'm really, really excited. Okay. Next on the agenda, I kind of just wanted to talk a little bit about, like, club and nightlife a little bit. And basically my thesis for this little portion is that wellness culture is killing club and nightlife. And this idea stemmed from, recently I heard in the news that a club that I really like down in Wellington called Red Square is shutting down after being open for nearly 20 years or something like that. And I really like their club, and it made me quite sad, and and I was thinking about this other YouTube essay that I watched from a YouTuber I really like called Jordan Teresa, and she did an essay about just nightlife dying in London because she's British. And I have to say, I feel like that is kind of a worldwide phenomenon that's happening at the moment, is that club life is kind of just dying around the world. Clubs are shutting down. It's definitely I would say partly due to post-COVIDness, and just the entire hospitality industry is struggling after COVID because not as many people are going out anymore, just in general, because of COVID. And just COVID really changed how we think about going out at night, I would say, because everyone got just so comfortable being inside for a year straight because of the pandemic, that I think we are so accustomed to being inside now, and going out isn't as popular as it once was. But there is actually another reason that I've been theorizing that could be why so many bars, so many clubs are shutting down, why it's not as busy anymore. And I think it's the wellness culture. I think it's gym, the gym life. I have to say, I think that if you have been on the internet the last year, I feel like you would have seen as well, because I've seen it. My For You page is turning into this. There's a lot of wellness culture, motivational content. I follow a lot of quite a few gym influencers, that kind of thing. And I mean, you can definitely see it, I feel in female social media at the moment, of the clean girl aesthetic, drinking green juices, Pilates, and all this kind of Zumba Pilates stuff. I feel that contributes to this this culture of healthiness and the wellness. And I want to say, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it is good that people want to take care of themselves. But I do think it is contributing to people not going out as much, because if you're waking up at 5 a.m, you're got your creatine, your protein powder, you're going to the gym, you're doing Pilates, you're eating well, you're going for runs. If you're a Pilates 5 a.m baddie, then you're probably not going out and clubbing and drinking and going out and spending money at night because you're probably asleep at like 9 p.m. Because you cannot like sustainably go to bed like past 9 p.m. and then we'll also wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. to like do this crazy workout routine. And I've definitely been caught up in this wellness culture, I will say. Like, this is definitely the year for me of wellness, of going to the gym more, of eating well more, of like buying the protein powder and the creatine and electrolytes and taking vitamins. And I will say I've definitely been influenced by this culture, which is why I don't necessarily think it's like a bad thing. I just think it is worth thinking about and how it is impacting the like nightlife and club culture in terms of just people who are engaging in this culture are probably not going out as much because I mean alcohol's calories. I've heard the internet say a lot um like drinking's just not good for you. Well, we know that, but like being hungover, obviously you probably don't want to go to the gym or stuff the next morning afterwards. I feel like the tide is starting to change a bit. I've seen, or maybe it's just my For You page, because I'm gonna say I've seen a lot of content recently about like gym, like influencers making videos about like how to go out and like have fun and club while still like maintaining the the culture, maintaining like eating well, and they're talking about like getting like shots and like drinking alcohol with not too much sugar or not too much calories. And honestly, I appreciate it because I think there is definitely a balance you can find with still being like drinking and going out and having fun and being young and also taking care of yourself and like going to the gym and participating in wellness culture. And I feel like I'm on the journey right now to try and find that balance because I basically spent the entire last term because of uni doing this wellness culture. Like my degree is so physical. I was dancing so much every day. I was drinking my protein shakes, like having my creatine every day, going to bed at like 10 p.m. And I like basically drank, I think I drank like twice in the whole 10 weeks of that term, which is kind of crazy because last year I was quite a club fiend and quite like a party animal. And I still am like that, just like not as much anymore. And I think the wellness culture that I've begun to like get into is definitely part of the reason why, I reckon. And I've put quite a importance on sleep this year because I have sleep problems, guys. I have basically spent the entire last year looking for sleep vitamins, sleep teas, melatonin, like so many different products and vitamins and things to try and help me sleep because I don't sleep very well. Um, and I feel like that does contribute to me not going out as much because I don't get that hungover. I'm pretty like lucky in that aspect, and maybe that's just because I'm young. I don't get crazy hungover, but when I drink and go out, I just get really tired. Like not even like out in town, even though it does. I've literally been rejected from clubs before because bouncers have told me that I look really, really drunk, and I've had like two drinks, and it's literally just because drinking alcohol makes me look tired and be very tired. But no, just like in the morning, like I am so destroyed in terms of tiredness. I just want to like sleep all day, which is obviously not good if I've like got things on the next day after going out. And especially this term, I couldn't really afford to be tired all the time if I'd gone out. So I didn't. But I'm glad I'm going to try and go out a bit more this time, to be honest. So, yay. Yeah, I don't know if there's like a conclusion to that little topic, like to that little like rant, but I it's just some couple thoughts that I've been having about this over the last couple weeks. So I just wanted to talk about it. Oh, and next I am excited. So basically, a couple days ago, I found this podcast, and it was this girl talking about like a mid-year reset, and it was like a 15-minute video. It was like she was basically saying you can do this along like with the video, like open up a journal, start writing. She she like gave us a bunch of prompts, and I did it, and I sat there for like half an hour writing stuff, and I really low-key would like to share some, or if not all of this with you guys, because it was pretty cool, and I just want to read out like the prompts and like my thinking behind my answers to this. So I've got the stuff in my journal here, and I really just would like to kind of talk this through a bit with you guys. So I will link the video in the like description of this video, but it was a very cool video, so thank you to the lady who made that podcast episode. So basically the first prompt is, what has gone well this year? So this is like meant to be like a mid-year reset. We're reflecting on the year, we're making new goals, we're reflecting on how the goals so far this year have gone. And yeah, so firstly, what has gone well this year? And I basically wrote down about how my mind immediately goes to my love life and like me getting into a relationship with someone that I've been talking to for quite a while, and it's just really satisfying to finally see like that pay off, because I'm famously really, really bad at talking stages, or I've just had quite a few talking stages that always end up petering out. So it was quite cool to see a talking stage actually progress into a relationship over quite a long period of time. I was also writing that I've been on the health grind with the gym, eating better, supplements, sleeping better. I mean, you guys, I just talked about that, so I'm not going to harp on that too much, but yeah. And then just kind of surviving this past term of how busy it's been. That has gone well this term. The next prompt is, what are you proud of? And I wrote for this one, going to the gym by myself. I grew up in a household with a home gym, so when I moved up here and got a gym membership at the middle of last year, I made my flatmate go with me. We started going together, and she knows what she's doing in the gym. And in my home gym, we didn't have any of the like the fancy gym machines, so I was really, really nervous to go to a gym. And like she basically, my flatmate, my lovely flatmate, taught me how to use these gym machines, and I'm really grateful that she did, because I did not know what I was doing. Like, she helped me build a workout program. She was very helpful in me starting my gym journey last year. And for a long time, I was so scared of going to the gym by myself. And when I moved places and moved in with her, I started going to the gym by myself, which was a really scary thing. And I used to be so scared of it. And now I actually love it. Like, even if I don't go to the gym that often, I actually love going by myself. Like, I just put in my AirPods. I listen to my music so loudly in my ears, and it really, I'm been really enjoying the time that I have in the gym now, and I'm really grateful that I now feel this way, because I did not used to feel this way. I'm also proud of just like taking rest days if I need it. As I said, I took a couple days off last term for like rest and mental health reasons, of like I needed a break. And I'm glad I did that, because I, even in high school and like now in the last like year and a half, I have had very good attendance. And sometimes sometimes the attendance is too good, where it's like maybe I actually should be at home if I'm like just feeling terrible or slightly sick or that kind of thing. And I'm just kind of like really, I was just proud of myself for like knowing that I actually needed a rest day like really badly, and then actually taking that. Yeah, and then the next prompt is, what hasn't gone to plan? And I mostly just talked about my finances. I'm not broke, but obviously like student broke kind of stuff, and I'm still just figuring out how to like budget and like just save money, which I'm not the best at. So that's me putting my hand up that I'm not the greatest at saving money. So I'm just still on the journey of figuring out how to do that. I just actually got a budgeting app called Spendy, recommended to me by someone, and like so far that's been very helpful in like actually keeping track of where my money is going. Before I would do it, but it would just be like in my brain and looking at my bank account. It's kind of nice to have an app to like actually see it in graphs and like by categories and stuff. That's pretty cool. And I think the biggest one in the last term, which hasn't gone well, is like anxiety for the future. Basically, with this past term, like happening, it now means that I am halfway through my degree of my 3 year degree. And because of that, I feel like it's just been kind of realizing that, wait, like shit, I am halfway through this and I still kind of have no idea what I actually want to do afterwards. And that kind of realization has sort of been freaking me out a little bit. I'm quite nervous about what to do, but also that fear is like not needed right now because I've still got a year and a half left, and I don't think I should even be thinking about this like post degree until I'm like at least into next year. I don't think there's any point in me freaking out about it right now. So I've been really trying hard, like just to be like, it's okay. It's okay. I don't need to stress about this right now. Yeah. The next prompt is, where have you been out of alignment with your goals or values? I'm actually not going to talk about this one, but I did just kind of talk about my love life and how at the start of the year I was like trying to descend to men a bit more in my love life and stuff. But yeah, that is basically what I was talking about there. And then the next prompt is, what has been draining you? And I basically just said uni. But duh, like I'm a uni student. Uni is hard. Like we all know that. So that's nothing like of concern. It was just, yeah. The next thing is, what has been giving you energy? What has been giving you energy? And for this, I just wrote my friends. I love my friends so much, and spending time with them really does fill my cup up. And I even through the busy time last term, I made such an effort that like I would still try and hang out with friends as much as I could, because it really makes me feel grounded in such a busy time and such a stressful time. I like it truly does help. So I really, really, really like my friends, and that has been giving me energy and making me feel very good and very happy. And then movies. Duh, you guys know I like movies, and like thinking about them, watching them, talking about them with other people really has been giving me energy. I've watched so many good movies in the last term that like I've also, along with friends, been making time for in between like rehearsals and stuff. And that's been awesome, and I love that. And then it gives basically like a thing about you're trying to find patterns in like your habits over the last 6 months. And the patterns that I like identified is basically that I feel exhausted trying to balance everything and put my energy in so much because there is always so much I want to do. And I think I need to explain this a bit. Sorry. It's basically I like I don't like resting. I struggle quite a bit with like taking rest days and lying down and like resting when my body needs to. I always feel so unproductive when I do it. And it's always like, oh, I could be doing so much. I could be doing this schoolwork. I could be reading a book right now. I could be watching a movie. I could be playing video games. Like, there's always so much I want to do, and I never have enough time to, like, tale as old as time kind of stuff. But I always like put my energy into doing so much when sometimes I should learn to say no to things and should like just lie down and not do anything. But obviously there's a balance with that. I've been very passionately vocal about the saying recently that has like been really popular about everyone wants to like be in a village and no one wants to be a villager. And this is because I would basically the saying is about like how you like should show up to things, or like people want to have friends but then no those friends never want to like actually show up for people or like you know be a good friend basically. And I won't lie, have dealt with a decent amount of this in high school with friends that it was impossible to hang out with them because they would never find time, and it honestly became very infuriating, and then I would not see that friend very often. And or like just people that like don't show up to things or cancel or just like always have a reason to be canceling plans, really pisses me off. I really like people who like show up for things and like just do things even sometimes out of inconvenience for themselves or other people, because I do that for people. And yeah, some people want to have like, they don't want to take a part. They don't want to be a part of that, and it's really sad. Okay, yeah, and then another pattern I noticed, like, I feel excited for things to be over when I should be in the moment enjoying them and soaking them up as much as I can. And basically, I'm talking about uni with this one. I'm basically talking about how I did spend a decent amount of this term being like, I can't wait for the holidays. I'm excited for this to be over, because it was hard. But in reality, I feel like because now that I am halfway through this degree, I really should be thinking about and like enjoying my degree and enjoying the time that I have in this institution. Yeah, and then basically you talk about what's working, what's not working, like just in general. You're like adjusting some things, and then you choose a theme and make some goals. The theme that I chose was energy and future, and the actions that like came from that is basically I've got these things. So, put effort and time into maintaining my relationships in my life. Stop putting energy into other people's drama. Stop worrying about the future, at least until next year. Budget, invest, put money away. Use the budgeting app. That's basically, yeah, get my finances in check. And then use my creative energy for YouTube related things because I really enjoy it. Hence me making this. And yeah, that was just like a really nice like mid-year kind of like reset, wrap up, reflection thing that I found that I really liked and I really wanted to share with you guys. And also just, you should try it. Like, I'll link the video below, so give it a shot if you do. Is there anything else to talk about? Let's think. Not really. Just music. Last thing. Music. Oh my god, guys. Guys. Okay, so today, as of recording this on... Fuck, it doesn't even say the time. The date. Anyways, as of recording this, 17th of July, Gracie Abrams' album just dropped this morning. I listened to it. I love it so much. It is very, like, it gives me very sonically, like, the vibes of, like, Good Riddance, which is my favorite Gracie album. So I'm, like, very happy that this is, like, how it sounds. As well with the album, as you can probably tell by this poster here, I really like Noah Kahan, and I have been absolutely adoring his new album. And in fact, I have tickets to see him live in October, one of those months. I got tickets to his concert. I'm so fucking excited. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited for this concert. Yeah. And then Olivia Rodrigo's album. Holy shit, guys. If you don't know, I am she is my number one, I think, Olivia Rodrigo. Sour came out in a very, very pivotal time in my life when I was 14, and it just I was just hooked from then. And I feel so connected to her because I have basically grown up with her in a way. I mean, she was 17, 18 when she released Sour. She was 19, 20 when Guts came out, and she's I think 22 or something now. Now that You Seem So Pretty for a Girl So in Love. No, You Seem So Sad for a Girl So in Love. And wow, this album is phenomenal. I don't know what to say. I think Cigarette Smoke is the best song she has ever written, and it is insane that it is over 5 minutes long. I love it. Yeah, my top 3 from both Noah and Olivia's album. Top 3 for Olivia is Cigarette Smoke, Maggots for Brains, and The Cure. And then my top 3 for Noah Kahan's album is, oh god, I have to say All Them Horses, American Cars, and End of August. Yeah. And I think, guys, that is it. I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I really, really appreciate it. And please comment down below if you want this to continue. Or just want to ask me anything. You know what? Just comment something. Comment something. Tell me how your day's going. Comment anything. I'm going to go drink my tea because I've been a little sick recently. So I need to get my sickness in check before I go back to uni on Monday. But in the meantime, stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I love you guys. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.